This is the K-Pop Cast. I'm your host, Stephanie, and today it's Daebak or Not double feature battle version with ZeroBaseOne Top 5 versus Endable. Curious.
Yes, but before we do that, we'll share our hit replays from Boyfriend and XLov. And before we get into everything, guys, don't forget to follow the K-Pop Cast listener family on Slack and help chip in for our show costs. Links to everything in the episode description. Big shout out, as always, to our girl Dina for her last contribution.
And now for hit replays. I'm your host, Stephanie.
And I'm your PD and Michaela, guys, and hit replays are our K-pop song recommendations for the week. So kick us off, Stephanie. What is your very important anniversary comeback this week?
Oh, you see a big smile just like expand across my face. I am here with a Gen 2 nostalgic hit replay. Mm-hmm. It is Boyfriend with Starlit Voices. For those of you, what y'all know about Boyfriend? What y'all know about Boyfriend?
Right.
Okay.
Tell the fanbase where they came from, Stephanie.
Okay, so Boyfriend, I had to go back and I was surprised. Like, they debuted in 2011. I was like, dang, they're that old. Yeah, they're back in the in-between of second and third gen.
They just make the cutoff, I think, for
the
second
tail
gen.
End of second generation. They came out of Starship Entertainment. They are the first boy group to have twin members. I think that was kind of their gimmick, their selling point during debut. And just to give a sense, those of you who weren't around at that time, 2011, some of the boy groups topping the charts included none other than Big Bang, Beast, 2PM, Infinite, and of course, Shiny. And so, like, looking at the landscape of all of those groups putting out music, Boyfriend was, to me, a breath of fresh air because they leaned heavy into the aegyo, heavy into the cute, adorable, super innocent, even a little cringy or hokey, but just committed to the bit. So hokey, so corny. But they're your like junior high school boyfriend asking you out with a flower. And the
boy next door your mom's not worried about.
Your mom is not worried about Boyfriend. Exactly. And so I just feel like K-pop has it all. K-pop has the bad boys, and these are definitely the good boys, at least in their debut. But what I learned about Boyfriend was that they left Starship Entertainment in 2019, and because they didn't have the legal rights to their group name, they had to use the name BF and promote in Japan between 2019 and 2025 when they came back with all of their members and they were able to claw back their official group name, kind of re-debuting as Boyfriend. And so I just want to know, like, what was going on? Like, these guys have such tenacity and perseverance. So many groups have disbanded permanently for less.
Right.
More successful groups have disbanded, have chosen to disband. But these guys, they want to keep going. It is their 15th anniversary here in 2026. And they are still going strong. They still want to be together, still want to make music. And it just warmed my heart with nostalgia that they came out with such a second generation sounding song.
Yes.
Right? It's like, oh yeah, no question.
Still keeping to what they do best.
Yeah. So cute.
Yeah, but I'm so happy we're talking about Boyfriend because I have been following their journey since they left Starship. It was kind of one of those things where it was like when they left in 2019, it's like, all right, you guys are still here. Because again, at this point, Monsta X has come out,
Right.
and they've sucked up all the boy
Also
group
from
energy.
Starship. Yeah.
Yeah, under Starship. And which was, again, is so crazy because they went from the boys your mom's not worried about to the boys your mom is definitely worried about with Monsta
Yeah.
X.
The beastly idols. Yeah.
But what people don't know is like throughout the course of Boyfriend's career, they were really the blueprint for what a Starship boy group was. Like you don't get a Monsta X, a Gravity, an IDI without what Boyfriend was able to do at the
Come on.
company. I mean, it's still the house that Sistar built, but for boy
Right.
groups anyway, you have to look at what Boyfriend did when they were after their debut to now, really, because they're still celebrating their 15 years. Like they're still out here.
They still out here. Yes. Yes. Brings a smile to my face. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that insight, especially about the other groups within Starship and how Boyfriend really laid a foundation and, paved a path, a lane of their own. And so, speaking of groups kind of carving out a lane of their own, what's your hit replay?
My hit replay is coming from the one, the only genderless concept group doing the thing in K-pop, giving us a great like pre-Pride celebration song. But I mean, it's Pride now because we're in June.
Yep.
It is XLov and their latest comeback, Surge. Feel like XLove, if you've listened to the show, they need no introduction, but they are the only genderless
Yeah.
concept group really in K-pop right now. They debuted under 257 Entertainment last year. Yes, the very beginning of last year, and so this is kind of like the beginning of what is technically their sophomore year, and it's also the beginning of them under new management technically because last year, at the end of last year, 257 Entertainment was acquired through WN Entertainment by Rainbow Bridge World, RBW. So
Right.
they're which basically what people need to know is they just now have a bigger budget. And
Oh, yeah.
from what we've seen so far in this comeback, it's like yes, because it's the looks, the visuals, the
looks.
composition of the music video, the fact that Han So Hee is in the music video, like it's
Yeah,
just
top
the fact that
actress.
they have so many more like dancers to perform on stage with them. It's so exciting to be in this moment in XLove's career where they're starting their sophomore year off so strong and also starting Pride off so strong with like an amazing album.
Exactly. Yeah. We're big supporters of XLove here. I hope that they continue, and I hope that they get so big that they can start to, push back on some of the corporate restrictions we heard from their labels last year. Remember how fans were bringing the rainbow flag, the pride flag to the show, and the company said, oh no, you got to get that out of here. It's not allowed. So I'm hoping that like the bigger they get, like they can start to negotiate some of these things, but
Yeah.
all the support.
I mean, it's definitely already opening doors for them on music shows. Like they're being
Yeah.
able to collaborate with so many other artists, like Taeyong. NCT Taeyong finally did a
I saw
challenge with
that.
them, and I mean, he's still got the army in him, so he's still a little stiff, but he served a little bit. He served a little
He
something.
served. You could tell he wanted to. I love
Yeah,
it.
but I want to kind of put this in the context of like also where XLove is in their starting their beginning of their sophomore year, their second year in K-pop. The Serve is the title track of their latest mini album, I God. And so it comes from this concept that they sort of started at the beginning of I'm a B, where they kind of start out as like chess pieces. And then this particular album, they're telling the story of like a pawn piece, like, promoting and like elevating to God status. Like some things that starts out so insignificant, but then transforms and becomes like fully in their purpose. And I'm like, oh, yes, yes.
Woo,
I want that for them so much.
Concept, lore, story. Yes. Something to back up the looks.
They're not just a pretty face. We know Mother Mootie's got a plan. Mother Mootie's
Yes,
got a
Mother
story she wants to tell.
Yes, and Sister Rui. And I was impressed by the vocals on this one. I was like, okay.
The
Wow.
Hyun bridge where it like becomes
The Hyun
disco all of a sudden.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, they're innovating.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, starting from some former Boys Planet members to other
True.
Boys Planet members, right?
That just hit me right now. They were all on Boys Planet. Ah.
Transition.
Yo. I see what you did there.
Yeah, so it's time for us to get into the ZB1 or ZeroBaseOne versus Endable battle we've got for our Daebak or not today, Stephanie.
Yes. And battle, we say battle tongue in cheek in that Endable consists of members that used to be in ZeroBaseOne, plus a new friend from Even. Can't forget
new
him.
friend.
New friend added to the family. And so the whole battle thing does not really reflect how these groups feel about each other. It seems like they're really friendly still. And yeah, they interact on music show stages and waiting rooms. And so they're just kind of playfully.
In the reality of the music industry and the I believe the friendly competition that the fact that they are promoting at the same time actually means.
This is so out of a K-drama.
Yes.
I would watch
it's
this.
Insane. It's insane.
Oh my God.
Like, because we were just talking about this. There's no precedent for this to happen. So I think here, before we get too deep into it. So for anybody who doesn't know who ZeroBaseOne is and Endable is, so ZeroBaseOne, also known as ZB1, they are currently the 5-member project group formed under Mnet's survival show Boys Planet in 2023. They consist of members Sung Han Bin, Kim Ji Woong, Sok Matthew, Kim Tae-rae, and Park Gyun-wook. They are currently managed under Wake One Entertainment, and their new contract that they've signed last year has them as a project group for the next 2.5 years or so. Under Wake One. They originally were a 9-member group, but 4 members left last year. They left Wake One in February and then left ZeroBaseOne officially in March and went into Endable. And so Endable is basically all of the 4 trainees that left ZeroBaseOne were originally under YH Entertainment or Yehua Entertainment. And so they went up to the doors of Wake One yesterday or last year and was like, hey, the contract's up. We want our bag back. Like, give us our trainees back.
Some of our top talent.
Our top talent. And so now they have debuted in a group called Endable. So the members in Endable are Zhang Hao, Ricky, Kim Gyuvin, Han Yoo-jin, and our super special friend, Sung-on from Even, the former main vocalist of Even.
Yeah, that is a stacked lineup. I will say you've got visuals, you've got vocals, you've got dance, you've got personality. This is not a case of leftover members like not making the cut and like getting kicked out. Like, this is split down the middle in terms of talent, the group breaking up and emerging as its own thing. We don't really see that. So first of all, just getting into some of the reasons and the theories for why this turned out this way. And so, as usual, we're not able to read very much in the official statements from the labels. It's all very like vague, flowery language. Oh, we wish so and so the best, and we will do our very best to continue the schedules as planned and minimal impact. Blah blah blah.
Only those in the room where it happened could know how it actually went down.
Yeah, exactly. There are some theories though about why Yehua decided to pull the members from the group, because like ostensibly they could have stayed on in the group.
Right.
There was a choice there. It wasn't guaranteed that they were going to pull out, but there's a few things that happened. I'm specifically looking at here the All Loud KT Pop event in Taiwan in 2025, where Yehua kind of unilaterally pulled Ricky and Zhang Hao from that event, which triggered lawsuits around breach of contract, statements about, oh, well, we're pulling them because of member health. So that was a moment that really strained the relationship between Wake One and Yehua. And some theories say that Yehua didn't appreciate how Wake One was treating or managing the talent. And some say that Yehua wanted to have more control over these particular members' schedules and to have them be available for like the stuff that Yehua wants to do, the Yehua internal corporate events, like the ones that they own and operate. But that Wake One, like there's a tug of war for scheduling and management of the artist. That's tough.
Which, considering that there were four trainees, all from the same company in the project group from the Survival Show, that was new. Like, I think that's kind of one of the checks of like how we got to this point is like the fact that there was 4 of 9 would lead them to be like, okay, this label that they are currently under temporarily, one is showing a precedent of not treating them well, and 2, like you said, it would be better for them and for us if we just have full control over that majority of the group.
Yeah. And this seems like a decision that is maybe like in the short term, like pretty awkward and pretty negative impact for fans. But long term, business wise, it might be smart in that Yehua is really looking closely at their investment long term in this talent. And this is given that we're only 2 years out from Boys Planet, Yehua is maybe looking at, well, how can we really capitalize and maximize on the brand recognition of our folks here? Maybe not having them on this ship, on Wake One's ship, which is not really going far into the distance. Maybe we want to invest elsewhere in our own way, invest more like aggressively in promotion and funding. I also hear that Yehua is more supportive of their talent pursuing stuff besides singing, so acting, brand deals. Yehua is more of like an all-around talent agency supporting that. So it kind of makes sense to me, even though it lands as kind of awkward as a fan. It's like, oh, ZeroBaseOne is suddenly down half the members. And how do I feel about that in my heart?
Yeah, because that awkwardness is something we definitely have precedent for in K-pop. Like in general, when we don't have a system, and we talked about this when we were talking about how many people were leaving their groups this year, we don't necessarily have like a graduation system. We don't necessarily have a nice celebration of when somebody is ready to move on to something else that isn't the one thing that they're doing, the one group that they're a part of. It's kind of like you're always expected to be in that group forever. And when you're not going to be in that group, it's like you were never there. There's that. And then the members who are there, they can't talk about you. And they can't say that or talk about all of the history that you've had together. And that's what makes it so awkward is there's no celebration within somebody being able to move on and start a new chapter in their life. Like it's always hush hush. It's always
Yeah. I mean, if we look at it from a like relational attachment perspective, parasocial relationship or other kind of relationship, this is really bad for our attachment trauma wounds. Like I'm sure it triggers like imagine if someone in your family was like there for years and then all of a sudden they're gone and you can't like ask about it and you can't show that you're sad or disappointed. You can't grieve. You just gotta like keep shucking and jiving. Show goes on. Right. Yeah, that's I think awkward puts it lightly. And given how K-pop is all about the parasocial relationships and building that attachment that we feel in our hearts towards these artists, like as people, it's kind of rough. They're treating the fans a little rough.
Mm-hmm. And especially since they are promoting at the exact same times.
Yeah, that part. That's just rubbing it in.
On music show stages, standing next to each other.
How are we supposed to feel? Well, to look on the bright side, like we mentioned, it seems that there's no bad blood. There's no animosity between the actual idols. Mm-hmm. From what we can see in video clips. And we never know what's really going on behind the scenes, but they don't seem to be avoiding each other or being mean. They're supporting each other. So at least there's that.
Yeah, and I'm loving sort of the kind of in joke that fans are having where it's like, oh, the two leaders of ZB1 and Endable seem to like get along really well. I wonder when, like,
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. or you know, where it's like in that way the fans are able to kind of go through that grieving process in a more positive way where it's not all sadness and kind of looking at this new dynamic between the two groups. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There could have been a worse version of this, right? It could have been way worse. Oh yeah.
There might be bad blood animosity between staff managers of Wake One and Yehua. Who knows what's going on there? But the idols themselves seems to be cool.
I mean, in history, like just briefly, the precedent that I think some people would think of would be like TVXQ and JYJ.
I was just thinking about them.
And then for JYJ's case, the worst case scenario was they were blacklisted. They weren't even able to really promote in Korea at all. So I think that in some ways this is a new healing from that situation. And the fact that Endable are able to not only promote in Korea, but promote on the same shows as ZB1 is kind of crazy considering what happened with TVXQ.
Yeah. I'm remembering one quote. I forget whether it was Yuno or Changmin who said like, the JYJ members are biting the hand that feeds them. It was just this like contemptuous attitude towards the group members who decided to sue and leave the contract.
Right.
Ooh.
Which I think is a nice transition because it's so interesting that the first song that ZB1 comes out with is titled Top 5.
Damn.
To me, it was giving very much like TVXQ, keep your head down almost. Like it's like
Ouch.
We're better without you.
I don't know. I think we got to see for ourselves. I think we got to react.
Right. Listeners, if you would like to react along with us, we're going to watch, I think first, the music video for ZB1 Top 5. So if you want to watch along with us, you'll press play when we say play in 3, 2, 1. And so, Stephanie, are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play.
Last night made a list of my top 5 favorite things about time.
Ooh. Hot. All right, we know this Justin Timberlake sound. It's still
For
here.
real. 100%.
They look good in black. Ooh, the ripped up sweater on Gunwook.
Because this is a comeback for them.
His
So they're
arms.
just growing. They're just showing how sexy they are, you know?
Right? Dang, that shot. Oh. Gunwook. Sun's out, guns out.
Real.
Okay, Tere, I like it. Pre-chorus. That part sounds like If You Wanna, Wanho.
Well, it was produced by the same people.
Uh-huh. Wait a minute. This is If You Wanna Part 2.
Basically.
I like it. I ain't mad.
Jiwoong.
Woo!
Is this his longest line ever?
I think so. Ooh, Hanbin in glasses.
Right.
I approve.
With little shoulder.
The
that's
shoulder
my favorite
reveal.
part.
If you wanna.
For real.
Oh, Matthew solo.
Yes, great.
This is very different from their debut.
So different. Like so muted colors, so shadows, silhouettes.
Yep. Ow, ow.
Yeah, so like I said, top 5. This was produced by the same people that did Wano's If You Wanna. Like, what was it?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Tim Sommers. He produced
Okay.
If You Wanna, and then it was also produced by Jeremy Dulcilet, who did NCT Dreams, Beat It Up.
Oh, it
So
sounds like
I
Beat It
feel
Up
like-
too.
I feel like you can really hear those producers' influence on this song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, no, it's very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah, and
Don't
I mean,
need to reinvent the wheel.
I joke about them saying top 5 as like a way to,
Yeah.
dig at like we are the best 5 of the original group. But
I
technically,
mean-
the song is about like just like a top 5 things that you like about somebody. Like that's the actual message. But
Yeah.
the fact that it's titled top 5 is so shady.
I mean, yeah, there's no way of getting out of that interpretation. I would guess, like, if they're not trying to throw shade at the members who left, one could argue that we're trying to like reintroduce ourselves as a group of 5. For those of you who are not paying attention, we are 5 now. But the fact that it's top 5, yeah, that puts a little value judgment on it, like they were the top, and then the other 4 are the extras.
Like I
It's a
said,
little
keep your head
shady.
down.
Keep your head down. Man, Gen 2 drama, like,
But this
time.
version of ZB1 is so interesting because, like I said, it's only the 5. So like we're seeing so many more members in longer parts than we've seen before.
true.
I feel like Matthew and Gonwook, they've kind of they come with the rap verse, so they've always like shown up for their parts. But like seeing Jiwoong on the screen for like more than like 2
Yeah.
seconds, what the heck?
And Tere.
And Tere,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
he's not just doing the ad libs, like
Not
he's
just
getting
like
a
the
full
high
line
note
on the
and
chorus.
then leaving.
Yeah.
I like that. So I feel like we can maybe get to know them better. Their many talents and faces. Does it feel like to you that there's something missing? Like there's a vacuum in the group, or that this is like a complete unit? I know, tough question.
That's so hard because
Yeah.
my answer is yes.
Yeah, it feels like a complete. Yeah.
Especially with this comeback, because one, I think the fact that the members that stayed really fit this sort of new era of what ZB1's concept is. Like you said, this is so different from like what they started with, like with In Bloom, like with the
In
color.
Bloom.
But
So different.
I think these members specifically in ZB1 are good for
What did
this
Peter
more-
call them? He called them boy jeans.
boy jeans. Yeah. These members,
Not no
I think,
more.
are the best to pick to pivot away from boy jeans into something more mature and adult,
Or man
and
jeans,
sexy.
boy trousers.
Boy jeans.
I don't. No. Man jeans? No, I don't like that.
Man jeans. Dad jeans.
Dad jeans. They're not dads quite yet. That would be boyfriend. Boyfriend is now
Right.
in the dad jeans era. Yeah. Well, they've definitely matured in their sound and look, and I think you're right that there's no like gap in talent in terms of like they've got the general idol group basics covered, and I do miss seeing Ricky
Yeah.
in particular. He was really like an unforgettable part of ZeroBaseOne that I looked forward to on screen or on stage, and so his absence is felt for me.
Right. So shall we get into Ricky? Shall we watch? So we
Yeah.
look remind ourselves of what his face looks like.
Yes, please. It's a beautiful face. All right, so
Okay.
we're queuing up AND2BLE Curious official music video, and if you want to follow along on YouTube, you can pull it up, and we will say 3, 2, 1, play. You press play at the same time. Okay, I think we're ready. In 3, 2, 1, play. Similar blue lighting,
Right. Muted tones.
but a different sound.
Very good.
Boom, clap, like a step.
More anthemic.
Okay, big vocals right up top.
This is where our new friend shows off what he can do.
Yeah, I was like,
People
who's that?
don't know.
Yeah, Sungun. Ricky! Body roll time. I like the beat. That reminds me of something in Hypen would do. This
Right.
choreo. This is a more mature look for them too, with just like slightly more red.
But more covered. I don't see any shoulders in this music video.
Yeah, I could use a few shoulders.
I think Yujin. I think maybe Yujin might be
Oh yeah?
the barrier for
Oh,
the
there's
super sexy
Gyubin.
for them.
Bring the beat back. Come on. Oh, that was hot.
Right.
Body roll in the spotlight. I love that it's just visual. Not much story.
No.
The harmonies. Oh, Dance break.
This is so third gen with the
It is.
synths.
It's like I haven't seen one of these in a while. I can't really see them here though. It's too bright. Dang.
They're showing how bright their future is, Stephanie. That's why. Yeah, they look into a bright future because this is a debut. You know, this is
a debut.
And I think is why one reason why it's so sonically different. Like,
yeah,
it's
that is not ZeroBaseOne.
Yeah, ZeroBaseOne is like very much like the pop R&B, like something that's very on trend for right now.
Yeah.
Whereas Curious is definitely more into like the EDM. I think what was it like future
synth
house
pop.
Yeah, synth pop, like something that's very like safe for a debut.
Yeah.
In K-pop, like I feel like it has all the foundations of what a good K-pop debut is supposed to sound like.
Yeah, it's in your face.
And it was produced by some of the same people that made like 17 Super and Hot.
I see. Okay.
And I feel like you can kind of hear that a little bit in that.
Totally. I wonder, so what's the timeline again? So they left ZeroBaseOne in February?
February, and then ZB1 officially in March.
They left the group in March. And then 2 months later they come out with this.
Yes.
I wonder, that was a crunched timeline. Or maybe Yehua was like already strategizing about this in the back. Like, we're going to pull our people and we're going to paste them into our plan.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because I don't know if we mentioned this. Yehua also has precedent for pulling people and taking them back, right? Because
they have a
this
playbook.
happened with Cosmic Girls.
Yes.
Oh, not Cosmic Girls.
Oh, WSJN. Yeah, that's their name.
Yeah, Cosmic Girls.
Their full name. Same
government
people.
name.
Rocket Girls. Yeah, the government name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was another group that had such a bright future and then broke up. Yehua pulled their members like just months after debut, saying kind of the same story that that there was a breach of contract, that scheduling was too hard to figure out between the two labels. There was, I think, lawsuits, but Yehua was pretty ruthless in like not caring. Like, we'll tank your debut, but we're not going to tolerate business practices that we don't align with. So Yehua in particular has a history of this, and we're not really taking a side on like good or bad. It's just like, whoa. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. But like taking it back to Curious though.
Yeah.
It in the context of like Yehua boy group debuts. So they started with Unique and then Tempest. And so now Endable is technically their new boy group after Tempest.
Wow. It's been a while since Tempest.
And Tempest was basically formed around, I would argue, Hanbin from Island.
Oh my gosh. That's so true. So the question becomes, is Endable a viable group on its own, separate from its roots in ZeroBaseOne? With this debut, taking it all into account, you think they're going to stick around?
It's hard because with this debut, it's like I said, it checks all the boxes, but it doesn't really do anything that's like on trend or innovative or
it's safe.
It's very safe. And I mean, the album, like, I'm loving what I'm hearing on the album on the B-sides. Like, I was listening, the vocal harmonies and the vibes
Yeah.
of all the B tracks are great, but those are the B-sides. They chose this as the title.
Yeah, I think you're so right that what this group needed to do, like Zero Base One could have kept on their existing trajectory and banked on existing fans. But this group needed to do something more innovative, like you're saying. I think their vocals are better. I think their vocals are stronger, and especially harmonizing, having multiple like really strong vocalists. And they could have done a little more with that. They could have, I don't know, maybe made use of the multilingual representation in the group. That's starting to get more fashionable, as we were talking about, like with La Seraphim last week.
I would trade some of the English lines in this song for Mandarin,
For something Mandarin.
some of the English is it's a little
Like what?
cheesy. It's a little
Yeah.
I just the specifically when they're talking about "we are not scared, baby." Just the delivery
says
of it
that?
feels so stiff.
Yeah. A little stiff. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. This could have been.
But like a Korean Mandarin debut would have been so much more interesting.
Right.
So much more innovative.
Yeah. We have some precedent for Wavy being in that lane and doing some really cool things that other groups are not doing. It's what Wavy does is like pushing the envelope in a way, and is not just like microwaved leftover K-pop.
Right.
I don't want to say AND2BLE Curious is, but it kind of is. It's safe. It's reheated. The ZeroBaseOne track is also quite safe, but they can afford to do that.
Yeah, because
I think that's the difference. AND2BLE cannot afford to put out something like forgettable. They have one shot to debut.
And it also like seems to me that this is more of a race, like you said, because they're promoting at the same time as EB1. It almost feels like this was just sort of something that they just put together to have a group, to have something out, to have something more solid.
Yeah.
But not necessarily something that we're going to see maybe more of immediately in the future. Like I don't expect Endable to have a comeback anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is just something that they kind of put it out for the time, like because it needed to come out this week, this time of the month.
I guess.
But I feel like after this, we might see like, Zhang Hao go out and do like acting, and then Ricky go out and do like variety show.
Right.
I feel like it's
I think you're
then
right.
and then maybe do more stuff in Korea, like take this time to like build a fan base in Korea, and we might,
Maybe that's
Like,
where
that's
the
what it
real
feels
money
like.
is. Maybe that's what the
Then-
plan is. Maybe maybe they acquired, like they took their members out, but with a strategy for like a specific strategy for a couple of soloist candidates, and then they put them in a group, like the bare minimum, just because put them in a group. But they really have their eye on like Zhang Hao and Ricky, and
which would show precedent in like what they did with Unique, where it's like
yeah,
where well, I mean, Woods ended up leaving and becoming Woods, but like
Yeah.
a lot of the former Unique members became actors, became solo artists.
Yeah.
Incredibly famous. I mean, Wang Yibo is Wang Yibo for
Wang
like,
Yibo,
you know him by
yeah.
name for a reason.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah. I think it might be time for our, do we say,
Oh gosh, I hate this.
I know.
This is so hard to. Why didn't we do Daebak or Jung? Why did?
It's too late now. It's too late. We have to tell it like it is.
Okay.
So the question is whether the head-to-head battle selections of ZeroBaseOne Top 5 and AND2BLE Curious are Daebak
Daebak
or
not.
You got to pick which one's Daebak. Or both of them.
I'll go first.
Be.
I'll go first. Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's ZB1 is Daebak.
Oh.
I think. It hurts my soul because if I look at like the albums as a whole, I really love Endable's album. Like it paired, like I was listening it back to back with Shiny's album, and it paired so well because of the vocal quality.
I need to do that.
As a full comeback, like what ZB1 was doing it's the more Daebak of the two. And if I'm gonna give a nod to somebody, then it has to be Endable.
Right. And this is just how we've set it up here. We have to give somebody a nod, but we have so much love for Endable. We have so much respect for their talent. We just don't know if this container is gonna sustain them long term. And that they have powerhouse talent in there. Not sure if this was the song to take them where they need to go. But we're super hopeful for their future. And so I agree with you that the Endable Curious is a nod in this context, taking everything into account. I'll still listen to it. I'll still add it to my library. I'll still body roll to it in the spotlight. Hey. But yeah, that means ZB1 with top 5 is taking it home, the Daebak Award.
But hey, Endable, we're waiting for the repackage. You know, we wait.
Okay.
We might, if a better container, a longer prep time. We'll see.
Right.
We'll
what
see
can
how
they
that
do
goes.
with a lot of time? I would love to see that. All right, great. So let's wrap up by letting our listeners know where they can find us on social. You can find me, Stephanie, on Instagram at Catchlight27.
And I'm at PGNim on the K-Pop Cast Slack, and you can find all of us on the K-Pop Cast Slack. And if you want to support the show, please consider donating to our Ko-fi. Shout out, as always, to Chelsea H, Lady Sensa, Liz C, and Dina.
All right, see ya.
Bye, everybody.